Welcome, Star Wars fans. Mando Mitchie here today, and I'm just showing you the Mandoverse, but that's not what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the Death Star. So, 4 months, I have been collecting figures, pieces, parts, and have assembled 2 vintage Kenner Death Stars. So, this was quite a challenge. Quite a lot of work, quite a lot of money. Here's my Imperials and some of the other things that I'm going to be using as I'm doing this. I'm going to be making a Death Star 1 and a Death Star 2. So a New Hope scene Death Star and a Return of the Jedi Death Star. Got everything laid out on my desk. It's going to go actually up on my file cabinet, so I've got that laid out. Very excited about doing this. So let's get going and let's get this thing together. As we start assembly, I wanted to show one thing that I'm pretty proud of. As I was restoring the Death Star and printing stickers and making repairs to the gun and the elevator and so many different things, I was following Toy Polloy, and if you've not looked at his YouTube channel, you need to check that out. And I saw that he had made a custom floor. So this is Toy Polloy's floor, and actually it comes with as a PDF file. I actually had this at a place that I do business with here in my hometown. I had it printed on PVC, so really excited about that. It's a nice thick floor, cool design. Always wanted a floor in my Death Stars, so yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. Really looks neat assembled. So yeah, I've got 2 custom floors for that. And then on the panels, I was trying to find something. I was going to get maybe the reproduction originals, and then I found these, and I'll put this in the show notes. This is a custom panel that comes from a vendor on eBay, and really happy with how these things turned out, what the images are. Really like the look of that. You're not going to see it much on my display here, but I thought compared to the original, that really looks a lot like the Death Star. From what I thought. So yeah, I thought it was neat, so I thought I'd start with those 2. So yep, I want to keep assembling. We'll see how this stuff looks in play here as we set this up. On the restoration on the elevators, I was very fortunate. I was able to buy one mostly complete that needed restored, and then found some pieces on eBay to complete the second set that I wanted. So yeah, you can see these things are both pretty nice for their age. I actually had this playset as a kid. Still marvel at the fact that my mom and dad were able to afford to gift me this, and wish I still had my childhood one, but you know, hey, I've got 2 now as an adult collector. So yep, elevators are pretty cool. And again, I got those stickers PDFs from Toy Polloy, and went and added a few custom stickers to it, some things that he did that I really liked, some inlaid pieces. Okay, on the second floor pieces, you can see I was able to get a couple of those with these lower support panels on both of those, and both of them have the trap door. And I went ahead and printed the stickers. These are the original stickers on the top of both the consoles, and decided Toy Polloy had made these, and it has that port where R2, the droids, would hook up to, and I love that. So those are custom stickers on that as well. So yep, and I did have some broken tabs where these connect to the elevator tower, and went with his method with some polystyrene plastic and some model glue, and was able to repair everything, and that turned out really good as well. So that's the first level and elevators. All right, no Death Star playset is complete without the trash compactor. So in this, I had to do some repair. This was broken, missing the side panels, the plexiglass panels, broken piece on the elevator or the trash compactor screw area. Foam was gone, Diagnoga Monster was gone, so I was able to get reproduction pieces on that. And then I had bought some old Power of the Force, Han and Luke Stormtrooper disguise, and I've got those guys for a better scene, but I thought, yeah, you know, I like to use as many figures as I can. I wasn't going to do it with anything else, so yeah, we're going to have them in the trash compactor as we get this in place here. All right, on the, I guess what I would say, the second level, which is the bridge, or the scene where Luke and Leia swing across on the New Hope scene in the Death Star. I'm going to put both those on, and I've got the support posts or beams. So these are interesting. I know even as a kid, these things broke a lot, and there were some real issues. So what I did with these was actually restored what I could, kind of painted them to match a little bit. They're close. Did have to buy one reproduction. I found anything I found that was OEM I didn't like. I don't know that I love this, but it's okay for now. So I will keep my eye out for some OEM stuff as I go along. If I can get a decent deal, then I will do that. But yeah, I did repair these. These were broken off. I either re-glued them back or took just some basic polystyrene plastic and made that. So that was fun. I enjoyed doing that restoration. As you'll see as they're put together, they're pretty good. They look nice in place. And now, so let's get this second level. Backdrop posts, second floor bridge floor. Stormtroopers on that is good. The floor with the Death Star gun is on that, and those panels. Good. I did have to take each one of those guns apart. There's some issues with them, and there's pretty much issues with all of those. But yeah, I had to repair the floors, the tabs, and make the guns to where they could actually stay up. They wouldn't stay up, and there's some things that aren't perfect about them for sure, but that is really a rarity to find one that is mint. But yet, for what I want to do, I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. All right, we do have an assembled Death Star playset. Very cool. So pretty happy with that. Now we're going to do a couple other add-ons. I've got the detention block that I want to Power of the Force set that I want to set up with this in a scene, and then we're going to start outfitting it with figures. All right, so I think I like this enough, but it's that iconic detention block scene before they go into the trash compactor. So yeah, we're gonna go with that and see how that looks completely set up. Alrighty, we're set up. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how I set everything up here. So let's start in the middle. And this is the Power of the Force 2 detention block scene. So I've got the little torture droid, and then went with Han Solo, Chewbacca. I'm waiting. They're supposed to release the new sculpt Chewbacca this year, so I didn't buy anything for that. I just used one that I had. He's okay, but yeah, it's the new Vintage Collection Leia, and then Luke. The only thing that bothers me about this is that Luke and Han are the same height, and you can't really tell there necessarily, but it's definitely inaccurate. But no, that's a neat little, kind of old at this point, but I was able to pick that up from a guy who was getting rid of it, and I thought this fits perfect for what I'm doing. And let's pan over then. I wanted to put in Obi-Wan and Vader in their duel, and I did not buy any Obi-Wans yet because I have, I think, ordered 4 of those new TBC Obi-Wans to put in this scene, and we'll probably change Vader then too and put them in a little more dynamic posing, or I might just put his robe and put it, after the battle. I don't know, but wanted to have R2 and C-3PO. Hoping maybe we get a new C-3PO with the land speeder and everything else coming out, but with the old shiny C-3PO that I like. And again, you can see there's another torture droid from another line, and then back there we've got Han and Luke and the Dianoga in there. So yeah, pretty cool on that. Moving up in this floor where the we have the Imperials, strictly Imperials and Imperial droids. In this, I used the Revenge of the Sith Tarkin. I do not have the TVC Tarkin. I've looked at it. I don't like it. I don't like his skirt. I don't like his sculpt. I don't like anything about it. I definitely don't like the price. So I'm hoping that I can get by with this one until they re-release them, and maybe we'll get a Death Star playset and Tarkin will be part of that. My thought is, if they do that as a HasLab, my plan is I'll probably sell one of these and convert the one that I keep, the better one, and put all vintage Kenner, just restore it just to the original, put all vintage Kenner figures in that and still display it. That's my plan. So down the road, if they do, and here's to hoping, fingers crossed. But yeah, so we've got some of the Imperial troops in there. The Death Star droid, I like the black one, the shiny black one. He's pretty cool. I was able to pick him up. And scanning crew, and yeah, got some really non-articulated figures hidden in there, and I like that on Obi-Wan Kenobi on his displays, he's always using the figures he has if he can, so if they're facing away or whatever, and that was my goal. So thanks for that tip. If you're watching, I'll love it. So let's go up to the next level. The only thing I don't have is the rope. But yeah, I did not get the swinging rope. I don't know if I want to go for an original or a reproduction, but we'll see. But yeah, so the new TVC Luke and Leia kind of there together as they just swung across, and love those figures. Excited to get that new land speeder Luke. He's coming out. I like the look of that, so I can't wait to get that. Some of the new TVC Stormtroopers, I could only fit really 6 in there with the stands. So great articulation, great posing on them. And you can see there in the back, that ominous figure. I thought if they had the K2 droids in Rogue One, it's likely there would have been one on the Death Star. So I thought, you know what, I had an extra one. Just a towering, ominous looking guy back there. Love that I could put him in. So yeah, real happy with the way this scene turned out, kind of paying homage to that original Star Wars scene. And then up here just have some more all different lines. That's the new Death Star gunner, the TVC one. Really like that sculpt. That's a cool figure. And then some older ones and that. So yeah, so real happy with that. So let's go down here to the bottom of this. Would be the New Hope Death Star, and this would be the Death Star 2 from Return of the Jedi. So I didn't want to have a trash compactor, so I was thinking, what would I do with the bottom level? Didn't seem like it fit right and that. So what I decided to do, I got a couple of the Army Builder stands from the platoon systems from Anthony's at the Imperial Communique. I love those things, and I thought, as the Death Star 2 was in position outside of the Endor moon under construction, what I decided was to do a scene where they were getting to dispatch some squads. So picked up the TIE fighter pilots. I thought that's accurate. You know, as the rebels were coming, there probably would have been a briefing. I got one of the new TVC, and I actually put a pauldron on them. I don't think they ever had pauldrons, but I thought it looks kind of cool. It fits. So experimenting a little bit like that. And then the new Shadow Trooper. I love these guys. They were at a decent price on Big Bad Toy Store. Picked up 9 of them to fit in that stand. Put a pauldron on the guy in front of that. And so my thought was, they're being briefed and being ready to be deployed. So I thought I wanted to do more than, maybe a couple more of those, but really didn't have the space to do it. So a couple of Imperial officers there and some droids commanding that, and getting ready to dispatch the Shadow Troopers to Endor to help settle things down there as that uprising starting, and dispatch the TIE fighters out on mission against the rebel forces that are going to be coming to attack. Second story, again, more Imperials, droids, all different lines in here, scanning crew, Imperial Navy, Moff Gergerard, Death Star, the silver Death Star droid and that. So real happy with that. One thing I did want to include though was the Emperor's throne room. So I was able to get a 3D printed throne that fit okay in here. I inlaid purple on the back of that, and it's hard to see, it's kind of washing out on camera. But a couple guards went with the TVC Emperor with the Force lightning, the electricity coming out of his hands, and then wanted to kind of show what was happening before Vader put an end to the Empire. So this is the new Journey of Anakin Skywalker Vader. So you can see the stump on his hand. So Luke's already pretty much defeated him. He's laying there and defeated, and the Emperor turns his anger toward Jedi Luke. So this would have been right before Vader jumped up and was redeemed, took care of his son, and laid waste to the Emperor. Or did he? As we see in the sequels, the Emperor was gone but not forgotten, gone but not away. So up here again, I've got Death Star gunner, some scanning crew, droids, and that. So real happy right now with how this has turned out. Again, I'm waiting. As soon as I get my new Obi-Wans, I'm going to put him up here by the tractor beam. That'll be awesome. Put another fight scene down here with Vader. A better sculpt Chewbacca there, because those figures look really, really good. But overall, pretty happy. I'd like to maybe fit a few more Stormtroopers. I bought some more for this, and I don't know. I kind of like the look of it for right now. So as I ran the numbers, I came up with 80 action figures in this kind of dual Death Star playset diorama. So 80 is the magic number. Lab folks will get us one. I know that's one of the things that's the top of my list, and a lot of you originals from back in the day when we saw that first movie and had this playset would love something similar to the Cantina, something modular, probably something really, really cool that we could build out scenes with. But for right now, I'm real happy with this. So I'm going to show some more pictures here as I wrap the video up. And again, Toy Polloi was a great resource with this. A lot of this stuff is available on eBay. You can buy completes, pieces, parts, make your own. I've seen some really cool stuff out there. So go be creative, get you a Death Star in your collection. Thanks for watching. Mando Mitchie. Remember, like and subscribe if this content is valuable to you, and I will keep posting content, just trying to help our collecting community just continue to grow and expand and do great things. So God bless. Thanks for watching.